Let me show you how I prepare my presentation slides. So this presentation slide is created using iPad. In the iPad I have a software called Autodesk Sketchbook. So in the Sketchbook I draw this entire thing using Sketchbook. So there are various colored pens and other things are available. So I will show a separate video on how to create the presentation on Sketchbook separately. So if you watch that video, then you can actually follow it up from here. So once the Sketchbook image is created, it will be shared as a image, that is a PNG image. So I will show in this folder. So this is the folder where actually I have the images, PNG images, and I also have recorded the videos of the creation. I'll just show one of the creation how I generally do that. There is a time-lapse recording. So this is how the time-lapse recording actually happens. So every step is drawn here, and finally what I do is like once this entire image is created, this will actually stop, and so this is the time-lapse image I created. And for the same thing, so this is the image of that particular file what we have created. So we can also do a time lapse on that sketchbook, or we can also create a image directly. So once the image is created, I save this image, and from the iPad it will be kept in the photo gallery. From the photo gallery I transfer this to the PC. So the PC is the place where I actually edit all these things. So this file is now being transferred to the computer. So I mark this as a this is a 7-hour alt ketone, that is the folder where I actually save the files. So this is a basically image file. So for every hour of the video creation I have created separate folders, and every folder has different subfolders. So this ALD means aldehyde synthesis images will be there. So you can see some of the images what I generally use for the preparation. So this is the photo which was captured from the Autodesk Sketchbook, and it is transferred to the computer. So now I will go to the workout folder. So this is the workout folder where I have various images. So these images are actually imported directly in a single click to the PowerPoint. So how do I do it is like, before I insert any image, because here you do not see any image. So go to the insert. This is the home. I have nothing here on this particular slide preparation. I go to insert, and there is something called the photo album. So I click on the new photo album, and it will bring up the photo album. So here I have the file or disk or new text box. So I will go to the file or disk one. So this will now take me to the place where the images are kept. Actually I have just now copied from here. So these are all the images which I want to import it in a single click. So they are actually in the reverse order. See, the first created image is always kept last, and the last created image is always kept in the beginning. So we have to just rearrange them in a sequential order. So I go to the details, and now these are in the reverse order. Simply I change the timings. So that means now the first image will be the one which I actually want to keep as the first image. So I highlight everything and simply say escape. So now if I go and click the first image, so this is the first image which I actually want to use, and this is the last image. So we can actually make them in whichever order you want. If some of the images are not in the sequential order, then you can actually highlight them and move up or down. So here you can say move down, that means this will come to the second one, and you unclick this, and then if this is the one you want to move down, just once unclick, and they will be again rearranged in the way. So you can move the pictures individually if you want. And when everything is done, I have to just click create. So all the images are now imported into the photo album. So in the photo album, this is a black color which I really don't want, so I simply delete this image, and this also I really don't want. So now this is the first image, the next image, next image. So all the images are copied to the PowerPoint without much of a difficulty. So once I am done with this one, I will now show how I actually create the actual animation, how the each step comes to the step by step, each structures how they come. I will just show. So I am actually going to work on this particular slide. So let me show how I generally do it. So I go to the home, and there is something called here the Freeform Scribble. So this Freeform Scribble is generally used to mask the things so that they come in a sequential order. So I just click on this one, and I actually want to show the arrow at the later part. So first what I do is I slowly draw close to that arrow, and then the moment this is highlighted now, so this is enough for me right now. Then I go to the next arrow, and simply I cover this. Actually this is the mask we are doing. I will show why we have to do this way. And now the second one is also done. So that means the main things for us is how it actually shows the electron flow. That means the arrow, how it moves. I'll just show a small demonstration. So once this is actually colored, then it becomes easy for us to see. So this will show up in the final presentation. So we do not want the blue color. So I go to the shape fill and change that to white. Still there is a outline. So I go to the outline and I say no outline. Now you don't know what is here. So this is where we are going to put the animations. So I go to the animation tab, and here we have to use the exit animation. So basically I prefer to use the fade one. So the fade one is actually simply goes all the way out, but we really want, if you just view this particular transition, so what you will see is it just appears. It doesn't show actually the movement of the arrow. So to do that, what we have to do is we have to change the proper animation here. Instead of the exit one, we have to use a wipe form. So in the wipe form, what happens is it can go from top to bottom. Here we are going from right to left. So I just click on this one, and now you see how the animation appears. So it appears as if the arrow is starting from here and it is going to this place. So this is how we can do the animation through the wipe. And for this one also I have to actually do that. So again I go to this one, same animation, that is the wipe animation. So here now it is going from top to bottom, so which is a wrong one. We really don't want the top to bottom. We have to do it from bottom to top. We don't want, so we have to do from top to bottom. So I click on this one, it's already highlighted. So in the effect option I will just go and say from top to bottom, and now it is blue in color. So let me change the color. So highlight this one, go to the shape fill as white color, and outline is no outline. So if you look now, the electron flow, yeah, the first electron flows from here to here, and the next one comes from top to bottom. So this is how I actually want the animation to appear. So this is done now, and this is the first step, and we do have to do more work. So I'll just show one by one. So in this particular case I have to still do it later, so I will just change the color so that I know where these things are, because it will be easy for me to mask some of the things. So now the first question is, in this reaction I have to only highlight this one as the first screen. So the rest of the things has to be masked. So I have to first put here because this is one of the information that is required for answering the thing. So I highlight this one, and once this is done, the next one is I have to highlight this part, which is the actually the molecule, which will be revealed slowly once we go through the animation. So step by step animation, when we go, you will know that. So I have also written numbers here, so I do not want the numbers to appear in the first instant. So I just highlight only the molecule first. Now this is the how we can actually finish it, and then the next one is we have to unmask or the mask the numbers. So slowly I will just put it, and see, you don't have to be very accurate in doing that. You have to just highlight, mask it. That is the only thing. So once this part is done, then the next one is this molecule has to appear. So this molecule will appear in the next animation, and then it will be followed by this next one. So for each and every one, we have to simply unmask so that it appears one by one. And now I have A and B. So before I start, I will have to just unmask this part first, and I have to unmask the other part also first. So basically we are putting the mask so that we will unmask it when it appears in the actual presentation. So just the whole molecule will appear in the next one, so we have to just highlight this, and you have to start from a place and then you have to till go and end of the place. Sometimes if you are not very careful, it may overlap, it doesn't matter. So color coding is also very essential. If you are want to specify something, we can use that. So there is a spelling mistake which I will just correct it soon. So in this one there is actually some conjugate TE is missing, so I have to correct it. So how do I correct it is simply I can type the words conjugate, so it's actually white color, you will not see it, doesn't matter. So once you are done with that, you have to choose the right color. So I go to the eye proper because this is having some teal like color. So I just go and highlight this color. So this came as a conjugate, the required color. And the size I will have to increase it little bit more. So which should be proportionate to the previous one. So I just bring this one on top of this one. Now this is actually not covering, so I simply go to the space fill and just fill it up. So now this had come covered on the thing very perfectly, so I just move it little bit down, and little bit adjustments are required. So this is having little bit white space, so I just stretch it, and then I just move it here. So little bit adjustments are required in the final place. So this way, even if some errors are there, we can actually correct it. So it doesn't make much of a time for you to do it. So now the main thing is this is actually projecting from the front. So I want this to come in the front. So arrange, bring front. So this just went behind. The problem is if you send it back, what will happen, I will show you, because sometimes people think it can be sent back. So if you put the send back, actually this goes behind the picture. So that is the reason we really don't want that to disappear from the front image, because this front itself is a image. So this itself is an image. So this is the second layer, this is the third layer. So there are three layers are there. So you have to correctly choose which layer will come first and which layer will come second. So this one I have to bring to the front. So now the entire thing is covered or masked. So I have to now start step by step. So I have to remember what I did. If I am not so sure, I can just move this one here or there, and I know what is that it will reveal. From based on that, I can actually choose the right one. So I want this to come first. So in the animation I go here and I have to simply say fade, so that means it will disappear, and I open the animation pane, because this is my, if you are too keen you can actually change the name of this one for your convenience. The box whatever comes, it comes, you can change the name, but I am not keen about that, so I just leave it like that. And see, this is the first one to come, and now it is in the third one, so just move it up. So it came in the first, and the second and third has to come one by one after the other. So instead of click, I just go to the animation and change this to after previous. So now let me and the last one is, this one has to appear as numbers. So there also I have to use the reveal one. So the fade. These are all the things I have done for this one, and let me change the colors. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if I actually go to the home and change the color, no color, this one, and now if I go to the animation, you do not see anything here. So when I click the first button, so it automatically appears, then the flow of electron is shown and the numbers are shown. So this way you can actually do that. And now I will again change back to some color, so that things, if I have to adjust, I can do it later. So this is the first one, then this is the next one, and this is the next one, and this is the next one. So when they are in the sequential order, you don't have to do individually, you can highlight them in a sequential order, and then what you can do is you can do the animation. Here I am doing only the fade exit, so this will come in a sequential order. So 3, 4, 5. Now they are actually not on click, so I have to just change that to on click, so that each appear after the click of the mouse button. So now these two things are there. Now I have to do animation for this one and this one, because these are all some numbers which appear. So I have to simply change them in the same exit one. So I just add exit, so it is done, and then I have to do this one, this one, this one in a sequential order. Again I do that, that is a fade one. So now let me check whether how does it appear. So here these two are actually not after click, so this also I want to appear after click. So I click on everything and say on click, so that means everything will come out after the click only. So let us check how does it appear. So the first this will come, and then the electron flow, then the numbers will come, then this picture. So this goes sequentially, so there is A and B, and then this is the one, and so this is how. And finally I want to, this image we have not put the exit animation, so that will come after the, we can put it in the beginning or we can put it at the end, it doesn't make any difference. So I will put it at the end. So if we go through the animation, so this is the first one, second, third, then slowly it appears. So as if like when the colors are gone, then you will see the difference. So how does it appear? So now finally what we have to do is, everything looks perfectly fine. So I just highlight everything, and this box has to be colored. So let us change the color into white color with no outline. So this is the last one, so that also we change it here. So over. So now this presentation, this particular slide is ready for our presentation. So I go to the presentation mode. So here before I start, I actually use the pointer. So the pointer options are there. So I click the pointer option and then I start explaining what is this, how the reaction will proceed. So this is the first intermediate, then the electron flow happens like this, and there are 6 carbons, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons are there, and this is a 5-membered ring that will be formed in this reaction. And then I continue with the same thing, like how the things proton added, then what is the intermediate which will be formed, because here we have a OH minus, O minus, which will abstract the proton to get the OH, and this can undergo elimination. So there are two protons, one here, one here. So for that only we have A and B. So when A is removed, so what is the product that is formed? And when B is removed, what is the product that is formed? So we have written both the things, and I just explained this. So this is how I make my entire presentation. So this is a simple technique, and this is very effective, because in teaching subjects like chemistry, where we have to reveal one after the other, the structures will come one by one sequentially, then we can use the exit mask that is present in the PowerPoint, and this looks more professional, rather than you don't want to put the entire thing in a single slide. Okay, so all the best. If you have any doubts or clarifications, you can always approach me. Thank you.